Pandemonium at Six Flags Over Texas is a Gerstlauer Spinning coaster located around just sleek back from Metropolis and Aquaman Power Wave. This ride stands 53 feet tall, has a 27-foot drop, a top speed of 31 miles an hour, and the cars spin. And this is a great family ride. It doesn't compare to some of the bigger roller coasters out there, but it's still pretty good. Anyways, so now let's get into the ride's history. So this ride opened in 2008. When it had originally opened, it was referencing Tony Hawk. However, from 2010 to 2011, this ride was just called Big Spin and no longer referenced to Tony Hawk. But then, after 2011, it got named Pandemonium, which I really think fits this ride really well. So this ride references Snickers and Twix, and I like how the cars say like right Twix is the more thrilling side and left Twix is the more exciting side. I really think they're pretty similar, but however, I think it's fun to say that that's what it is. So, anyways, this ride replaced a ride called Wildcatter, which was an intermittent free-fall drop tower. I do think it was the right thing to do to replace Wildcatter with a spinning ride because they already have a drop tower on the east side of this park called Superman Tower of Power. I haven't made a review on that one yet, but I likely will soon. So, anyways, now let's get into the ride. So this ride can get lengthy waits in the days. However, there are 3 ways to rope drop this ride without having to wait in very much of a line. Number 1, you can head to this ride early. I still prefer heading to New Texas Giant first, but this ride is also a ride that you might want to head to early. The second option, which is the one I usually do, is to get in a single rider line. I like to head to them rides like New Texas Giant first. So, I usually use the single rider line. You usually will be on this thing pretty quickly with the single rider line, and I've had a time where it was a walk-on. However, on busier days, sometimes even a single rider line can have a little bit of a wait. And the third way will be to get a fast pass. I saw people do that, and it's superior. So anyways, this ride has wonderful capacity. It runs multiple trains at once, and it's consistently dispatching each one. There's like multiple trains in the station at once, and that is insane. I just absolutely love this ride and how fast it moves. So the lines will be moving quickly at least. So anyways, now let's get into the actual ride itself. So the restraints. I love the restraints on this ride. There is just a lap bar. There's no seatbelt. And it's about 4 riders per train, per car. They're like individual cars. And I love the restraints. They are extremely comfortable. The only thing is that the smaller size might inhibit the experience for like taller guests to ride. Like not taller guests, like really large guests. Like I had somebody who was overweight and struggled to get in, so he couldn't ride. But however, I am just tall and skinny, so I'm perfectly fine to ride. Anyways, once dispatched, you will head up the 53-foot lift hill. This lift hill is pretty loud, and every single one of my rides, I've for some reason been faced backwards. Like, I've been on the way facing down. But either way, I don't think it really matters. And the lift hill is pretty loud too, as it can be heard from anywhere near this ride. So I kind of actually like the sound of it. Once at the top, you will go down, what I believe is the 27-foot drop. I don't remember getting much airtime on this drop. But however, the cars spin on this drop, and you do get some good zip and maybe some good laterals and G-forces as you're going down this drop. It's a pretty good part of the ride, and it's a decent drop. I personally, I I would probably take this to Runaway Mountains first drop. And I don't know if I take it over Judge Roy Scream's drop or not. But however, I still prefer most drops over this one. But this one, it does have a good drop, no doubt. Then you will head up a hill. You don't get a lot of airtime, but I actually do think it's possible to get a faint pop of airtime on this upwards ascent. And remember that all these elements are being taken while spinning, so it makes it extra thrilling. Then afterwards, you will head into hairpin turns, and these offer great laterals. I love how forcefully you're pinned to the side of the train. And as icing on the cake, you will get this terrifying head chopper with the lift hill on the final turn. Like, as you're spinning while getting laterals, when you turn on that second time, you will get like, it feels like you're going to hit the lift hill, but you don't. And I love that. Afterwards, you will head down 2 back-to-back helixes while spinning. And these are pretty good helixes. They're probably the most intense part of the ride. They're not like super duper intense, but they're the most intense part of the ride. They have some great positive G-forces. I didn't quite gray out, but I actually did feel close to graying. It's great for a family coaster. I don't think it's too much for a family coaster, but it's good. And you're experiencing this while spinning, and I love that. And it's tilted like 90 degrees like usual, and I love the visual of like facing towards the ground as you're spinning in a circle around it. I love the visual. After these 2 back-to-back helixes, you will head into the first mid-course. It doesn't slow you down at all, and I don't mind this at all. Then you will head down another drop, which may get some floater air time, and you experience it while usually going sideways or backwards. I actually have had some experiences where it's forwards, but it's good anyways. You're spinning during this drop. You would then head over a bunny hill, and this bunny hill gave some decent floater air time while spinning. You would then hop up into the next mid-course, maybe getting a faint pop of airtime going into it. Again, it's just like the first. It doesn't slow you down at all. You would then head down another drop, giving floater airtime while spinning. And then you head over the ride's best airtime moment, which is a bunny hill. On this bunny hill, you will get some good floater airtime. It has good power to it, and I think it is probably the second best moment on the ride. I still probably prefer those helixes, but this part is a pretty good part of the ride. And you're spinning while experiencing spinning airtime. You would then go around one last helix, getting some good G-forces while spinning before entering the brakes. In terms of pacing, this ride actually does great. It doesn't really feel to have any dead spots. While it's not up there with the park's other coasters, for a family coaster, this ride is great. And another thing to note is that this ride will probably run in the rain too. It's really good how this ride can operate in not so good weather. And I also, another thing to know is that you can get an elevator. You can take the elevator up here if you have a fast pass. So anyways, what would I rate this ride? For a family coaster, because it's a family coaster, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. This is a good coaster. It's not meant to be like super thrilling, however, the ride has great pacing, has some airtime moments, and 3 forceful helixes. And it also has some great laterals at times and a terrifying head chopper, plus a decent first drop. I don't really recall any huge dead spots, and there's just dead spots, and there's just not really any negatives I have to say about this ride. That's why I was getting this high of a score. Now, it may not be better than the rides that get a 6 out of 7 but for what this ride is trying to achieve you, that's why I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. So anyways, those are my thoughts on Pandemonium. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow my Instagram account for more. My Instagram is having a countdown right now of the top rides, and I have detail about this ride in there too. Thank you for watching. More reviews to come out soon. Bye.